What's up with y'all? What's poppin'? This is gonna be a free game topic about control and game. When I say game, I'm not necessarily talking about a strategy to finesse or get a specific outcome. It could be that. That's just part of the process, though. When I'm talking about game, I'm meaning the arena that you may compete in or get money in, or that you exist in, the reality that you exist in. That arena, that matrix, that reality, that's the game. Like the system, the way that everything works. When I'm talking about game, that's what I'm talking about. I also mentioned control. This is how you necessarily master yourself. I won't necessarily say master the game because you need to have a certain respect for the game. Meaning, you have to take pride in losses, wins, ups, and downs. It's all part of the game. Once you learn how to enjoy the ride and where it's taking you, you can kind of start to live a little bit. But back to the main topic of why I really started this control. That is how you're gonna master yourself in the game. It ain't even about mastering the game. It's more about mastering yourself and remaining in that full discipline. I truly believe that control is when you're in full masculinity. When you're in that masculine frame and you cannot be moved, you have to be indifferent. You damn near have to treat your body like a robot. I'm not saying become a robot. I'm not saying get lost in the matrix. What I'm saying is you have to be indifferent. You don't have to give a response or care or have a desire for this or that way or this way. I don't feel any way about the good or bad. I'm just here. I'm just getting it done. I'm just existing, operating. I'm on go mode. I don't think I just go. So once you get in this mode of a robotic type of pattern to where you just work, no emotions, you ignore emotions, you don't care. I'm not saying this stuff doesn't matter. I'm saying you have to master thyself and be indifferent. This type of topic that I'm talking about is only going to be for a select few. There's a term or a saying, or it's called the golden egg or the golden sack. And I've never necessarily looked this up, but I know I have that within myself. Do your own research on who you are as an individual. Soul search, self-discover, do all that. But when you have the golden sack and you know that, or the golden egg and you know that, you have to protect that at all costs. There is no emotions involved with that. There is no feelings. There is no reaction to the way that the game plays out. You have to embrace and embody the game to the fullest. You have to be willing to accept the losses because that is what teaches you. That is what makes the game so sweet. That's what makes the come up so sweet. I remember the losses I took, man. I remember the struggle that pushed me to grow. I remember the sacrifices and the times I had to cut off my emotions because my feelings really don't fucking matter. How I feel don't matter compared to the results that I need to produce. Back to the main topic, which is just having that control. And that is how you will pretty much master yourself in the game. Meaning, if you cannot have control and resist your urges, you won't be able to control any other people. You won't be able to control any circumstances. You'll pretty much be you'll be a servant. Like people out there say, I'm a king, I'm this, I'm that. Have you ever been treated like a king? Have you ever had people bow down to you and kiss your feet? Have you ever had someone just come at your beck and call and say, I'll do anything you need me to do, just ready and willing? That comes from control. That comes from restraint. That comes from knowing your value. And when you know your value and you actually performing it, it's not about saying my value. I just show it. I just do it. I don't care about how I feel about my value or how you feel. I'm just that. I am. And that word is so powerful. Those words, I am, when you have that control, it's almost like you're on top of the world. And I mean true control. I mean you truly don't have any desires to impose anything on anybody. You truly don't have any desires to give out any dick. You truly don't even have any desires to like fulfill anything with people, places, thing. All you care about is that one thing that you must do, that one task, that one thing that's important. That could be working out. That could be a job. That could be getting money. That could be improving yourself. That could be leaving these hoes alone. It could literally be anything. But when you get in that mode, control and just mastering that lower self in general, like not even wanting to, like almost taking it super sacred. I won't even say almost, like just being sacred with yourself, being to the point to where you can look at something right away and choose not to get involved because you see your value so clearly. You won't even allow that to distract you. You could care less about a pretty face and a slim waist. Like you could care less about friends or how people feel or this or that, he or she, the gender. You like that doesn't move you. The only thing that moves you is the thing that you have to do, that repetition, that motion over and over again. You turn yourself into a fucking robot. You get it done over and over again. You restrain yourself over and over again. This is true masculinity. This is true power. And you won't even understand how powerful it is until you really embody that, until you really are in that energy. I don't desire to do anything with anybody. I don't desire nothing. I don't want that. I don't want anything outside of me. Anything, literally I don't want anything outside of me. I don't want to give anything to anybody. Everything I have, I want to keep it to myself. I'm hungry. I want this more than you. And you have to, again, it's not something you can fake. It's not something you can front. It's not something you can say. You literally just have to be that. You literally just have to say no. You literally just have to miss out. You literally just have to ignore. You literally just have to say fuck it. When you have deep control and people see that, especially women, when they see that, it's admirable because it also bleeds over into other things, fitness, diet, getting your finances together, just having a routine and schedule and ritual within yourself. When people see that, they literally will look up to that. Because when you say, I don't need that, I don't need that girlfriend, I don't need that cigarette, I don't need that sex, I don't need that party, I don't need that game, I don't need that Pornhub. When you say that, you're telling the universe that you're different. That's what I said in this video at a certain point. This is only for a select few. This type of topic ain't gonna be for everybody because a lot of people don't want to hear. I have to go without. I have to sacrifice. I have to be lesser than in order to come up. I have to take less. I have to take. They don't want to hear that. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna break me down. You know, they hear or see a challenge and it does something to you. It puts a certain feeling in you, in your gut, in your heart. But when you get to this point, you don't even look at it as a challenge. You look at this as mandatory. I have to do this. Like, if I don't do this, I won't exist. I won't even be here. You will basically be able to unlock everything else that you necessarily want in order to be successful, keep going, succeed. Sometimes that's all you can do is just restrain, hold back, load up, build yourself up. Consistency, keep stacking, keep building, keep showing up, keep saying no, keep turning that down, keep reevaluating the people in your life. Keep clearing those trashy people out. Keep taking out the trash. Keep restraining from yourself. Keep from treating your body like it's just an object or a tool. Keep yourself on a high frequency. When you do embody this and and when I say embody, I mean, again, you don't even have a desire. You don't even You don't care. Like I literally could care less about any of that. Once you embody that, the type of frequency that you're gonna be on is such a high frequency. You miss a lot of You miss. You avoid a lot of things. You're able to see things a little bit clearly. You're not so jaded with lust, desires. It may come off a bit selfish, but in reality, it's not, because you're sacrificing your own self, even your own wants and needs. You're able to cut that off and put that on the back burner in order to just get shit done. That's really what withhold, abstain. And this ain't preaching and saying be perfect or go without sex. No, but there comes a certain point into your life where none of that shit matters, man. None of that shit matters. You realize, like, you get access to these things, this money, the women, and then it doesn't amount to anything. It's just an endless pit. It's just like like going to play the lottery. There's endless amounts of tickets. It's just, or it's like going to the casino. Man, you can put as much money as you got to give. They'll keep taking it. It's gonna forever be open. You gonna keep cranking that lever. May or may not get lucky, but that ain't the point. The point is, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna make yourself different? How are you gonna be different navigating through the matrix? Do you even know how to navigate through the matrix? One of the things you need is control. I got a little bro in jail right now. God bless his soul and free that young man. But part of the reason why he's in the situation that he's in is because he couldn't leave women alone. He couldn't turn stuff. He couldn't stay out of dramatic situations. He couldn't have control. He just so feminine. That's the other thing I gotta tell. Not having that control, you just deplete your masculinity. Every time you give in to that, again, that drug, that nut, that girl, that boy, whatever the fuck you're doing, every time you get into it, let's just say something like even as simple as cheating. Like, let's say if you're in a relationship and you cheat and you get away with it. Yeah, you may get away with it. But at the end of the day, you're lowering your value, and you know that. It don't matter who know. You know that. You can feel it spiritually. You can feel yourself depleting. You can feel yourself giving more than you're receiving. You can feel yourself not really being fulfilled in the long run. Also, too, it will help you just be more precise when it comes to execution. It will make you basically become a threat. You have to literally just get over the desires of wanting, needing, must have, lust, greed. Once you're able to pretty much just do away with that, all the distractions and stuff, because all that stuff is just distractions anyway. I dropped a video earlier recently about cutting everybody off and bossing up. This is kind of like a piggyback up off of it. Once you cut everybody off and boss up, and you also master that dick control, man, attraction is crazy. Like, you literally can attract what you want, but that's the power, not indulging any of it. Like, don't indulge in the stuff that it's just don't indulge in it. And that is what separates you. That separates the boys from the men. You know what I mean? That separates the just from the you know what I mean? That's just what it is. Like, if you can't control you a bitch. That's bitch behavior. Like, that's so feminine. Like, for example, I was told at a very young age, don't argue with women. I used to wonder why, but after many times of doing it over and over again, I realized why you don't argue with women. You'll never win the argument. You'll never win the conversation. But it wasn't until I really mastered dick control until I was able to stop arguing with women for real. Like, if I do argue with a woman, it'll be out of a choice, like toxic. But like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you're able to master dick control, you're less reactive to certain things, like a chick trying to tick you off, a dude trying to disrespect you. Like, you know when to execute. You basically become an apex predator. And You can't be stopped. The only way you can be stopped is if you give up your right, that nut, that choice. You let down your boundaries. You don't guard your heart. Like, this stuff bleeds over to everything. Like, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And that's legit. That's true. Control is basically your key to leveling up. Like, that's basically like everything. And it's more about just controlling it. You literally have to get over the desires of even wanting that shit, of even wanting to indulge in that shit. You should get to a point to where, hey, if I'm not getting exactly what I want and need, like, whether it's for you is marriage, you want to get rich, you want to get whatever you want to do in life. If it's literally not that, and you're giving to a situation that you know that you don't actually want to continue this, but you keep doing it anyway. And I've been there. That's why I'm able to talk about it. Man, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, but y'all get the message. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.